Welcome, folks, to downtown Atlanta and Mercedes-Benz Stadium, site of this year's Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl and, of course, part of the college football playoff. We've reached the semifinal stage. One last hurdle to clear before the national championship game. We'll find out here today which side has the toughness and the depth to keep driving toward that ultimate goal, the chance to raise that gold trophy over their heads. As we'll see the number 3 seed in this playoff, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the number 2 seed in the playoff, the Virginia Cavaliers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined by Kirk Herbstreit. And here we go, a college football playoff semifinal. Which team will keep their national championship hopes alive today? Kickoff team out there. We are about to get cranked up with a semifinal collision. Returner choosing to field this one. Stop at the 22. That's pretty solid coverage there. So Alabama's offense will get the first swing today. Of course, this game in Atlanta, I think, is the mecca of college football. And over the years here in the Peach Bowl, we've seen underdog teams like UCF and Houston really come in here and make their own piece of history.
And Chris, think about it. The Peach Bowl, kind of like the Cotton Bowl, has been a major winner in this playoff expansion. They put on a great game, and they've already had some memorable moments. Who could forget in 2022, the field goal in the game that potentially wins it for Ohio State was kicked in 2022 and wide left and hits the ground in the year of 2023. You know, Chris, you think about it, efficiency has always kind of been the description of a great Alabama quarterback. Man, think about the playmakers that they've had over the last few years at this position. Jalen, Tua, Bryce Young recently. Just a different level of quarterback play and really gives this offense edge to it.
Quarterback wants to throw it on second down. Quick completion to the tight end. They bring him down, but the gain moves the ball into enemy territory at the 43.
Well, there's nothing better for an offensive coordinator than having a quarterback kind of get into a rhythm early in this game. Another great completion. This guy is off to a great start in this big playoff game.
Alabama getting set for the 1st and 10 now. Short throw to the back, caught behind the line of scrimmage.
One thing I love about this back is how he gets involved in the passing game. Nice catch here.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw. And he's going to fling it deep, going for it all here. Intercepted, picked off by the defense. It's a big return off the INT. They steal their offensive possession.
Now, this just goes to show you everybody makes mistakes. This quarterback is looked and viewed as one of the top quarterbacks in the entire country. But even he makes a poor decision, puts the ball into coverage, and he throws an interception here early in the game.
This line getting set up. It's a first down play. Handoff from the shotgun. That's a solid gain. Moves the ball to the 29.
Nice job here of controlling the line of scrimmage by this offensive line. The back does what he needs to do to get positive yards on first down.
That gain makes it second and medium. Here comes the handoff. And the run moves the ball up to the 33.
That's just not a whole lot of options here for this quarterback on the RPO. The defense, give them credit. They did a nice job of sniffing it out. I wouldn't be surprised if the quarterback is second-guessing that decision of giving it to the back instead of pulling that and either running it himself or maybe making a nice throw.
It's a fumble. No turnover. Offense recovers the fumble.
Well, just like running backs, quarterbacks, when they decide run, they've got to protect it. He left it out away from his body exposed, and it got knocked away. He's very fortunate he had a teammate who was able to get on top of it.
And now a carry here for the fullback.
And that is a good chunk of yardage picked up by the big guy. Sometimes you don't need a whole lot of space created for a fullback. He can simply make his own way.
What's the play call here on second down for this offense? They flip it to him on the jet sweep. Just trucks the man. They've got him, but that completion good enough for first down yardage.
A nice little simple touch pass here by the quarterback, getting the ball out to the receiver who's in motion. Look, that doesn't turn into a huge play, but they do pick up a first down. And no offense is ever going to say no to moving the chains.
And the tackle is made, not the big play that we're looking for, but a pretty solid gain.
I love early in a game like this where you get the running back involved. You just get his hands on the football. Also, nice, easy screen. Gets the quarterback settled into the game. Nice, easy throw. Look at this. It ends up being a huge play.
They make the tackle, but the game moves the ball to the 28.
Watching this guy run makes me think of a famous old coach when he said, any player on my team, I want him to be agile, mobile, and definitely hostile.
Gives it to the back. Tackled down at the 3-yard line after an excellent run.
One way to create a rhythm and really start to show your identity as an offense is to control the line of scrimmage. The offensive line here early getting a hat on a hat, and this back, as good as we've seen all year, with the ability to accelerate through the hole, positive yards, play after play here early in the game.
Well, they don't block the defensive end, who shows some quickness, Kirk, getting around the edge that time.
Yeah, this guy's usually getting around the edge to put pressure on the quarterback, but he reminds everybody here that this guy's a complete package. Not only can he pressure the quarterback, but also he is very, very talented and shows you the physicality he has against the run as well. This is a great job of being prepared by this defense, almost anticipating this play. They're in position to bring him down for a loss.
They're going to run the option. Pitch play to the back. And he powers into the end zone. Touchdown, Cavaliers. So with playoff pressure, Kirk, the offense executes a long, grinding, methodical drive.
You know, the thing I've loved about this offense all year long is their ability to either hit the big play or not have to rely on that. Look at this. They're able to sustain a drive and still come up with points and get a touchdown.
He's going to bring this out a few yards deep in the end zone. Makes it to the 16. That's good coverage there. So here comes the Alabama offense back onto the field. They had some good things going on the last drive, but it ended suddenly with the pick. Let's see what they can do here. And for the first play of the drive, they'll set up at the 16. Handoff here from the shotgun. Gets some space around the 30. They bring him down, but the drive has now reached the 35.
Chris, I don't know. There's just something about that Bama uniform. When they run the football, it just feels right. It's a combination of having those big offensive linemen, a really physical approach at the line of scrimmage, and backs that are able to pick up first downs like that right there. Beautiful play.
Completion sets up a second down play. Quarterback still with the football. Defense makes the tackle as the final seconds of this first quarter run out. And it's a bunch formation. It's third down. Quarterback in the shotgun. Trying to create outside the pocket now. The defense able to bring him down to wrap up the first period of play. But so far, it's Virginia on top, Kirk, and the first quarter is in the books. What is a huge opportunity for both these programs to get a step closer to a national championship. Through one period, these teams are finding out that playoff games just feel different. Who can handle the nerves better as we head to the second? Back at it to start the quarter. Offense getting set to run a first down play. Ball handed off. Defense gets him down, but they'll take the gain on that play.
Nice solid run here by this back. Did a nice job of just kind of finding that lane, pick up some positive yards here on 1st and 10.
Change of pace now, looking to throw the football. And he's going to float this one to the right side. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Alabama.
This guy can do it all. We've seen him go behind coverage and make plays downfield. We can see him catch the ball underneath, just like this. And when he catches a football, he is so dangerous after the catch. This one leads him into the end zone for the 6 points.
Now the kickoff team is out on the field. Return begins inside the 10. And he stopped at the 20, trying to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. And here comes the Virginia offense back on the field. On that last touchdown drive, they just pounded away with the ground game. Let's see if that formula works again. First play of the drive, we're going to throw the football. And a short pitch and catch to the tight end. But he's brought down after a big first down gain. It's second and short. Maybe an opportunity, Kirk, to take a shot here. Less than a yard to go as they come to the line on second down. Quarterback looking to connect with the receiver here. The freshman shows inexperience. Lucky he didn't get intercepted.
Well, this is just an outstanding job by this defender being in phase against this receiver and being able to tip that ball away. He actually tips it up into the air. The offense catches a break that ball's not intercepted.
Good enough for first down yardage.
Yeah, to me, Chris, with this offense, it's almost an extension of their running game. You put the receiver out in motion, you flip the ball out to him, out to the outside, let him do what he does best, which is use his instincts, and he picks up a first down.
And they'll stop him short of the line to gain.
Well, anytime you use your quarterback as a runner, the goal is obviously to hit some big plays. You got to be careful of letting your quarterback take too many big hits. Not only can he get tired, he can also start to fumble the football.
That's a strong stiff arm. They stop it at the 49, but that'll be a first down.
Let's face it, we all want a team full of guys that can just make big plays and get first downs and touchdowns. But you know what? You got to have a big man. You can just turn it to him and hand him the ball, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
Only a small gain. Now looking at 2nd and 9.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with the defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
They've got him, but not before a solid gain on the ground there.
Man, when your quarterback can run the football like this, it puts so much pressure on the defense. The defense coordinator spent all week preparing his unit to be able to stop this offense. But when this quarterback's able to pull it down and pick up yards like that, it's an extra headache for the defense to have to deal with.
And they'll stop him just short of the marker. Good effort, but the defense holds. Now it's 4th down. And the Cavaliers will look to convert here on 4th down. There's some pre-snap movement. Back in motion. Tackle made at the 41. That's first down yardage.
It makes sense going for it here. Kind of in that no man's land, depending on how much faith you have in your kicker. And if you don't get it, your opponent still has a ways to go. Now you pick it up and you can go get a touchdown.
That's the 2-minute warning now here in the first half. The Cavaliers begin a new series here, 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, and he'll get the carry. Finds room at the 30. They stop him at the 23. This offense is getting close to the red zone.
Boy, how about that play, Chris? That thing just opened up. The back shot through there with great acceleration. What a pickup there on first down.
It's a strong run. Keeps the drive going. First down now. Quick throw caught on the left side. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain. More than enough to pick up a first down.
Well, this is what coaches love to see. A quarterback with the ability to read the defense properly and then just get it to the open man. Sometimes it sounds simple, but it's tough to execute. This time we have good recognition by the quarterback. Then he gets it down to the tight end. You can see what he can do after the catch.
And the Cavaliers looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. Only a short gain in that run. Defense able to pen him in. Coming to the line on second down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. Motion by the back. Defense better adjust. And he'll make it in for the score. Touchdown, Virginia. That kind of execution in a long drive, that's why this team made it to the college football playoff.
That's exactly right. Being able to mix in the run with the pass, picking up first downs, and eventually coming up with the touchdown. That is a tough thing to do, and they made it look easy.
The extra point gives them a 14-7 lead. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. And the return starts just inside the end zone. That's strong coverage, though. They tackle him at the 11-yard line. Here comes the Crimson Tide offense onto the field. If they want to cut into this lead before halftime, they have to work quickly now. So the first play of the drive here coming up, less than 2 minutes left on the clock. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Quarterback leaves the pocket, on the move now. Using his legs here, gets past the tackler into open space now. And a timeout is called. Important stage late here in the second quarter.
Chris, watch him work through his progressions here. Finds the first and the second option aren't there. By the third option, he's got to pull it down and try to pick up some positive yards, in which he did, and then he slides down to avoid the big hit.
They bring him down, but not before an explosive play through this offense through the air. Alabama comes up to the line quickly. First down, looking to throw the ball. Looking to scramble. Quarterback on the move, trying to make something happen. They'll have to hurry now. Second down with the clock ticking. Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. Trying to create outside the pocket, but they've got him for a sack. Now the offense will spend a timeout here, wanting to come up with a perfect call on this important play coming up. Drops back, needing a 3rd down completion here. And he's got his man open downfield. Tackle made after a big gain. Offense will set up on 1st and 10. Here comes a throw from the red zone. And it's incomplete on the overthrow. Just too much on that ball. Coming to the line on second down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. And the quarterback drops back, looking for an open man. He finds the running back in the flat. And he's shoved out of bounds by the defense short of the first down marker. So here we go. 3rd down. Defense needs a stop here. Try to force a field goal attempt. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Tried to use his legs to make the first down. Couldn't get there. And now it's a 4th down call. You know, the offense will call a timeout. Something the coach didn't like about this. Crucial play coming up. So here on 4th down, out comes the field goal team. Timeout called by the defense, their first of the half, as they try to make some adjustments here. And out comes the field goal unit. They'll set up with a chip shot on the left hash mark. And it's good right down the middle.
Well, they almost put a touchdown on the board, but instead they come away with 3 points.
So they settle for 3, and now the kickoff. We'll see if the opposing offense has enough time to answer before halftime. They'll return it from inside the 10-yard line. Returner tackled right there. That's where they'll start the drive. So the offense looking to be efficient here. Not much time remaining before the end of the half. And now the handoff. And it's good for a first down to the 36. Timeout is called to talk strategy. Time for just 1 or 2 plays here before halftime. First down play call. How aggressive will it be? Drops back from the shotgun, looking for an open man. And he lofts it toward the sideline. Incomplete, just 3 seconds left. Time for one more play.
Well, Chris, the offense takes a shot downfield, and this defender does a great job of making a play on the ball. Not only that, he tips that ball up into the air. Good chance for the defense to come up with an interception there.
Looks like one more play here before halftime. He'll hand it off. And he'll be brought down, and that will wrap up the first half of play. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update.
Chris, we wondered all week what this matchup would look like. So much at stake in this win-or-go-home game, and we've been treated to a fabulous first 2 quarters of playoff football. And it's been said football is a game of inches, and guess what? Based on the comparison between third down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. That's going to do it for us here at the half. Time to see how this incredible playoff drama plays out. And for that, it's back to Chris and Turf.
And the returner brought down by the coverage team there. And the Cavaliers offense is back out there on the field. First play of the second half is a handoff. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What is an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
So ball at the 30. This is a manageable third down play for the offense. And the motion by the back now forces the defense to adjust. Crosses the 45. That is a huge play. Finally brought down at the 46-yard line. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. And the Cavaliers starting a new series here on 1st and 10. And there's the handoff. Well, they test the middle there, but get nothing.
Well, the back just had nowhere to go. How about the defensive line? They eat up all the blocks up front, freeing those linebackers up to be able to make the play. Just a bad play all around for this offense.
Here's the second down play. Here's a carry for the fullback. Finding enough space for a solid gain before they stop. Solid gain in the running play. Third down now. He's across the 25. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big gain.
Oh, there's a great example of a defense selling out to stop a third down and short. At 3rd and 2, looks like they put everybody up near the line of scrimmage, and when the back got free, he's able to go and pick up huge yards because there's no safeties back there to slow him down.
Runner finding some space there. That's a solid gain on the ground. So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. Ball carrier brought down at the 4. Offense in great scoring position here. The Cavaliers come to the line with 1st and goal. Back in motion now. Couldn't quite get there, but brought down at the 1-yard line. Second down and goal upcoming. That's a design quarterback keeper. Touchdown, Cavaliers. Still no answer for this offense. Now the all-important extra point. Looks like the defense thought they had him contained. Look at the blazing speed of that quarterback.
Great design run for this quarterback, and you know what kind of threat he is with that kind of speed. The defense just seemed to be out of position from the very beginning. I wouldn't be surprised to see something similar later on in this game.
The returner is brought down. Gets a start on the next drive. Alabama's offense coming back onto the field. The last possession, they moved it, but settled for a chip shot, so sort of an unsatisfying result. Looking to do more here. Here's the first play of the drive. They'll set up from the 13. They'll run it to the right side. Finding some room at the 25. It's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a first down. Alabama comes up to the line quickly. Well, the big fellow's Kirk flowing to the right there. The defense just has no answer. It's a huge gain.
Yeah, and what a patience there by the running back. Just allowing those blocks to be set up there off to the right. And then once he saw the crease in the defense, accelerates through that hole to show you what kind of speed he has for a big gain and a first down.
Quick throw. The catch is made. A big hit by the linebacker. Physical tackle there. Big versus big. Urgency now for the offense. They'd hate to come up empty on this drive, down multiple scores. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Looking to set up a screen pass here. And he'll go down after a solid gain, more than enough for a first down. This Alabama offense is moving quickly down the field.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
Receiver makes the grab. Defense finally brings him down, but a nice chunk play. It was a first and 10 play.
You know, plays like this are what Alabama offense is all about. They run the football, and then they're efficient within their passing game. Think about it. They won a couple national championships with Greg McElroy and A.J. McCarron by just being efficient and playing smart into position and being a great complement to that running game in the defense.
They look to throw it here on second down. Quarterback finds an open target on the left side. He'll earn the first down, but pay for it with a hard hit. Alabama has now moved into the red zone. And they'll use the ground game here. They get him down, but that's a solid game.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here. He's a good back. I'd love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
Here comes a crucial second down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. And they'll make it into the end zone. Touchdown, tie. That's a crucial score. Let's see if they can build momentum and complete this comeback.
Well, I know they're still trailing, but that score is a great first step in trying to break down this lead. You don't want to leave it all to the fourth quarter when the pressure really intensifies and you have limited time.
Now they get set to kick it away. They'll return it from inside the 5. They'll be tackled at the 18. That's good coverage there. Offense out there for the first play of this drive from the 18. Back now goes in motion. Defense will have to adjust. Breaks a tackle, and he's got room. That gain moves the ball out the middle. So far, it's Virginia on top, Kurt, sitting in a pretty good spot as you wrap up the third quarter, trying to keep those national championship hopes alive. Let's take a quick look at the game stats while we have a chance. All right, here comes the fourth quarter. Everything to play for here. Who is going to stay alive, survive, and advance in the college football playoff? Second down after that previous play. They're going to run it here. Tackled right at the 30, good enough to move the sticks.
Boy, this guy just keeps playing good football. He's like a bowling ball out there. Gets low pad support, running over top of defenders, just a gritty runner, and a big part of the reason they're enjoying this lead here in the fourth quarter.
A pop pass on the jet sweep. 5-yard gain, so it's second and 5. Pre-snap motion from the receiver. Off an RPO, the quarterback looks to his right. They stop him at the 47, but that's enough for a first down.
Well, I think the offense lulled the defense to sleep here. You think that they're just working the clock here and running the football, and then they throw and surprise you and get some positive yards downfield just to keep this defense honest.
Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2. Backs lined up on either side of the quarterback. It's an option look. He'll toss it to the back. Tackle made, but it's enough for the first down. A well-executed option play. And the Cavaliers come to the line to start a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw it on first down. He's running out of time here. And he's brought down. Offense going backwards with the sack.
Boy, after a huge gain on the ground, they come back and throw the football, and the quarterback's on his back. The offensive line's got to do a good job of not just with the run blocking, but taking care of their quarterback and giving him a chance to throw the ball.
It's incomplete. He was hit as he threw that time. And now third down coming up. Not going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a first down. Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. Hit as he releases it, and the pass ball is incomplete.
I like the call here. Third down and long, you know they're going to apply pressure. The screen game almost works, but you've got to complete the pass for your guy to have a chance to turn upfield. It's a missed opportunity there on third down and long.
Pitch to the back. Now, he didn't make it. He's going to be tackled short of the marker. A huge stop by this defense. On fourth down, they get the football back here in this tight game. Here comes the Alabama offense onto the field. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's looking to scramble. The sophomore able to bring him down quickly. Now it's second down here. Defense not pressing this time. Second down, we're going to throw it. Looking for the wide out. Oh, downfield catch made on the left side. And the game just good enough for a first down. Quarterback operating an empty set. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. The pass is intercepted. Big takeaway, now looking for a big return. And he'll be taken down, but after a good return.
Boy, how about the defense here? Sitting back in cover 2, taking away anything deep downfield. It puts pressure on the underneath coverage. The linebackers have to have some awareness. This linebacker did a nice job of being able to step up and make that interception.
And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. Second down after that run on the previous play. Use the running game to chew on this clock now. Finding space at the 20. They bring him down, but the game sets up the offense first and goal from the 10. Defense spends their second timeout to try to regroup. So it's first and goal. The offense will try to milk the clock and add points if they can.
All right, here we go. This is really it. And the defense knows that if the offense is able to score here, it's essentially over. It's mano-a-mano at the line of scrimmage. Let's see which side can gain the most leverage.
Tailback tests the middle of the defense. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
Well, they get stopped here on second down. It's going to bring up a third and goal situation. And from this far back out, wouldn't be surprised to see them go through the air. Just don't want the quarterback to take a sack here. Make sure he gets the ball out of his hands quickly.
And they're moving the receiver now before the snap. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. And he'll get there. Touchdown, Virginia. See if they can convert the point after. Extra point, up and good. A double-digit lead now here in the fourth quarter. Here's the kickoff team now, set to move this one away. He'll bring it out from his end zone. Tackled at the 14. Not very good field position to start here. So here comes the Alabama offense back onto the field. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game. Catch made down the left side, an explosive play. Stopped at the 36. That's good enough to move the sticks. So quickly all the way up to the 36, and it's first down. Here's the snap, looking to throw here. He pulls it in for a big gain. And they tackle him, but not before he picks up the first. The clock is still running. They got to get set quickly. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. Fires it to the wideout. Looks downfield and finds a receiver who worked his way wide open. They bring him down, but a big chunk of yardage on the play. Alabama comes up to the line quickly. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. Lets it go quickly. Catch made in the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Well, hold on now, Chris. We're under 2 minutes to go, and these guys will not go away. They hit this extra point, cover an onside kick. You never know.
And the extra point was up and good. I believe they're lining up to attempt an onside kick. And the hands team able to recover the football. First down here for this offense. And the quarterback just takes a knee. Well, that's a great performance in the pressure moment, but now the job gets even more exciting, even bigger as they go on to the national championship game and play for that trophy.
And this is a new era. I mean, think about the weeks, the amount of games that these guys have been able to play, and to be able to accomplish this, to get to the national championship, that says everything about the endurance of this football team, both mentally and physically. They hit one more hurdle to see if they can become the national champs.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.